Welcome to this training on finding military points of contact at major employers and using the ESGR integrated case management system. Whether you're a new ombudsman or a seasoned volunteer, knowing how to find the right person at Amazon, Walmart, or any large employer can be the difference between a case that drags on for months and one that gets resolved in a week. This presentation walks you through a step-by-step research strategy, starting with ICMS, moving through company websites, LinkedIn, and advanced search techniques, and shows you exactly how to use ICMS to find contacts from previous cases. Let's get into it. Before we talk about how to find military points of contact, it's worth understanding why it matters. When you can reach a dedicated military affairs contact at a company rather than a general HR line, cases move fast. A USERA issue that might take weeks through a generic complaint process can often be resolved in a few days when you're talking to someone whose entire job is military talent and veteran programs. These relationships also go beyond individual cases. When you connect with a company's military programs team, you're building goodwill that can eventually lead to a statement of support. And that protects every Guard and Reserve member at that company, not just the one in your current case. Your first stop for any Fortune 500 or large employer should be their own website, specifically their careers or About Us sections. Most major companies with significant military hiring programs have built out dedicated pages for it. Amazon has a military affairs team accessible through amazon.jobs/military. Walmart runs a military hub through their careers site. JP Chase actually lists specific points of contact on their military careers page. What you're looking for is a military or veteran programs page, an armed forces team, or a veteran employee resource group, sometimes called a VERG. These pages almost always have a contact name, a program manager, or at minimum, a dedicated email address. Start here before you go anywhere else. LinkedIn is arguably your most powerful research tool for this work. The people search function lets you filter by company and then layer in title keywords. Search for terms like military talent acquisition, veteran hiring manager, or military affairs director. You will find real people with real contact information. Another angle is searching for veteran employee resource group leaders. Search for the company name plus Veterans Network. ERG chairs are often very accessible and well connected to the people who can actually resolve employment issues. When you do reach out, lead with your ESGR role and frame it as relationship building, not a complaint. I'm the New Jersey ESGR Ombudsman Director, and I'd like to establish a working relationship opens far more doors than opening with a case detail. Standard Google searches will get you partway there, but using search operators gets you directly to the people and documents you need. The site operator, site:company.com followed by military, restricts results to only that company's own website. Putting phrases in quotes forces Google to find those exact words together. Adding file type :PDF surfaces internal HR documents and policy guides that often name specific contacts. Beyond Google, there are several directories worth bookmarking. Hiring Our Heroes at hiringourheroes.org maintains a corporate partner list that frequently includes program contacts by name. HRM state chapters are another source. HR professionals in those networks post contact information and are generally approachable. The goal is to get to a named person, not a generic HR portal. Now let's talk about ICMS, the Integrated Case Management System at ESGR.mil. ICMS is the central database for all ESGR Ombudsman case activity. Every case filed, every employer contact documented, every resolution note recorded, it's all in there. Before you spend any time on LinkedIn or Google hunting for a point of contact, ICMS should be your first stop. Here's why. If another ombudsman, anywhere in the country, has ever worked a case at that employer, there may already be a verified name, direct phone number, and email sitting in the case notes waiting for you. You don't have to dig for something someone else already found. 4 things ICMS does especially well: case history search, by employer, contact mining from prior cases, access to national cases, not just your state, and resolution pattern analysis that helps you set realistic expectations. Here's how to actually use ICMS to find employer contacts, step by step. Log in through your ESGR.mil credentials. If you need elevated access to see national cases, contact your regional chair or the national ICMS administrator. Use the employer search function and try multiple name variations. Amazon might appear as Amazon, Amazon.com, or Amazon Web Services, depending on how the employer was entered. Once you pull up prior cases, read the case notes carefully. Previous ombudsmen often documented the specific HR contact or military programs person they worked with. This is the most underused resource in the system. Those notes are institutional knowledge. Also check the Employer Profile tab. It may have statement of support, signatory information, prior contacts, or regional HR leadership already cataloged. A few practical tips that will save you time in ICMS. Try partial name searches. Typing WAL will return Walmart, Walgreens, and any other match. If you have the employer's EIN from paperwork the service member provided, search by that. It's the most precise identifier. And don't filter to open cases only. Closed cases, especially ones resolved through mediation, almost always have the best documentation of who the employer contact was. Now, what if ICMS has nothing? That happens with smaller regional employers or companies that haven't had prior ESGR engagement. Your fallback sequence, check the ESGR.mil statements of support database. The signatory contact may still be active. Call the National Ombudsman hotline and ask if anyone has worked with that employer before. Then move to the external research steps we covered earlier. And when you find something, document it in ICMS. You're building the record that helps the next ombudsman. Let's bring it all together with a research flow you can follow every time. Start with ICMS, always. Then check the ESGR.mil statements of support database. Move to the company's own website, then LinkedIn People Search, then Google Operators if needed. And whatever you find, document it back in ICMS so the next person doesn't have to start from scratch. A few things in the Avoid column worth calling out specifically. Don't contact an employer before you fully understand the case facts. You only get one first impression with that HR team. And don't share the service member's personal details while you're trying to verify who to contact. Get to the right person first, then work the case. Build relationships before you need them. The best time to establish a contact at Amazon or Walmart is before a case lands on your desk. Here are the key resources you'll want bookmarked. ESGR.mil is your home base. That's where ICMS lives and where you access Ombudsman case guidelines. If you have access issues, contact the National ICMS Administrator. Hiring Our Heroes at hiringourheroes.org is the most underused external resource for this work. Their corporate partner list names actual program contacts at hundreds of major employers. The Department of Labor's USERA reference guide at dol.gov/agencies/vets/programs/user.ai is your go-to for regulatory backup when an employer pushes back on case facts. And the New Jersey Division of Veteran Services at nj.gov/military maintains employer engagement records that can supplement your ICMS research for New Jersey-based employers. Thank you for your service to the Guard and Reserve community. Every case you resolve makes a real difference.